All right, we're in this son of a biscuit. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Is It the Hot Dog or Is It the Bun?
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog, too.
Name of the show is actually Trust the Tape. Hi, my name is Jeff Cavanaugh.
My name is Jeff.
Next to me is the greatest drafter of all time. Check the 1998 Eagles draft that he ran and got about 736 Pro Bowlers out of it. No one's let him draft again, so we just get his wisdom on the internet. Former Cowboy scout Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, Bryan.
What's up, Bryan?
Jeffrey, good morning to you, sir.
Why didn't somebody just let you run one more just to see? Like, hey, you went one.
And
for
I had
one.
my day in the sun. I really did. I'll tell you what, man, that was one of the funnest things I've ever done. I've done a lot of cool things in my life.
Yeah.
That right there, we had 8 scouts, 4 of them quit. So like basically it was me, Mark Ross, who you see on the NFL network. He was starting out as a scout right out of Pennsylvania University, smart kid, and ended up being a general manager. Dan Shanka, who founded Our Lads, was one of the scouts, and then Jake Hollum. So it was us 4 built a draft board and we had at the time the coaches at the Eagles, they weren't talking to me and Mike Lombardi. The defensive coaches wanted nothing to do with us because they felt we were there to replace the guy that they liked, Dick Daniels, who was running the football operations. And when Jeff Lurie gave us control of the department, man, we had a massive revolt, and so it was some navigating. It were some nights of arguing, but man, it was as fun as I've ever had doing anything in personnel. I'll never, if that was my only shot, that was a hell of an only shot to have for that one time.
Well, I am waiting for the day that Jerry Jones gives me a call and he says, you've been kicking my ass. You've been kicking my ass.
He said, yeah, he'll tell you that.
And so what I'm going to do is Will's going to take a job somewhere else. He's going to have his own team. And I want you and your stupid ass friends to draft one time for me. And I have no,
that would be fun. That would be fun to go in there.
We called Dane. We did make KT watch film again. Yeah. We'll around. We'll get Hellman. Tell Hellman to watch.
We'll get Hellman to handle. We'll let Hellman handle the like the social side of things. We'll let Hellman be the guy that has an opinion, but he's posting everything. He's writing everything up. He's taking notes. So when they do the 30 for 30 about the draft, this will be Dave could tell the story of what happened in the draft. Yeah,
I like it. Well, I have an idea for today's version of Trust the Tape, but I know that you do too, because you asked me before we went live if you could ask me a couple of questions. And I said, yes, Bryan, of course you can ask me a couple of questions. I titled it With the 12th Pick. Is that this episode?
Well, we could do that. We could do that.
No. We can get there. Start with whatever you have for me. And then what I want to play is basically, and hell, this could be a promotional tool for you. I don't know if you have it already, but you put round grades on players. And then if you really want to get in the nitty gritty, you stack them up in each round. If we stack them 1 through 12, we can find the Cowboys' best option by just naming 12 players. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
There you go.
What you got.
First question, Jeff, that I do have for you. And it's kind of one of those things that I was just curious to know is if the Cowboys do nothing in free agency, would your plan to stand in there and make those 2 picks, or you feel a need to go get that extra body and move back?
Well, Bryan, they call me Captain Trade Down.
Yeah.
And if you told me that I had to do my very best to field a competitive roster next year and I wasn't going to use free agency in a big way, boy, 2 picks is not going to do it. Now, we know the trade-off here. The trade-off is you're not going to feel as confident in the players that you're picking now. Right. And, can I give you a cheater answer that it's your fault that I know this answer?
Sure.
You got to tell me who's there. I got to know what I'm trading away from.
Yeah, I never want to trade away from great players. I don't want to do that. But
yeah, there's certainly guys at number 12 that I'm not moving off of. There's probably guys at, depending on what happens to Green Bay in the playoffs, there may be guys at 19 or 23 or whatever that I don't want to move off of. But in theory, I'd probably be a captain trade down guy. I'd realize we need more. I got to find me, especially when some of your needs are at positions that in theory you can be more confident in filling. I think I can find safety. I think I can find me a linebacker. If I can get a day 2 pick, I think I can find some of those things, a running back if I want to go that route. I'd probably be a captain trade down guy. This team needs too much that if they don't address a good chunk of it in free agency, I need too many things.
I kind of felt like that if they did nothing in free agency, kind of what they've done in the past, I think you're might have to think about going back.
Yeah.
To get, I think you're going to have to think about, it might mean that you have to go get that extra body to make up for not spending $20 million on a player. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I kind of feel like that's kind of where we're at right now, with that. And that's only if they don't do anything in free agency. I'm not talking about bottom fishing either. If they bottom fish, then you might have to think about trading back too. You might have to, just to get the extra body. Maybe you get 2 extra bodies out of it, that kind of thing. So I was just kind of wondering that. I also had another question for you. Has it been hard for you to watch defensive players not knowing the fate of the defensive coaches?
No, but maybe that's just because I guess somewhere in my notes is if I think each player is a fit for the Dallas Cowboys, but for the most part, like I just watch the college players and then put them in the order for.
So you're not thinking about the scheme or particular. I watch the players the same way. I just kind of watch and see who they are and get an idea if I like them or if I don't like them, and I kind of put them where they are. But if you're the Dallas Cowboys, it has, and this is, we make our living talking about that team. At this time of year, we kind of keep it a little bit open, with the draft, we keep it open for all teams, just trying to kind of get, fan bases interested. But I wonder for the Dallas Cowboys, if you were just thinking about the Cowboys, has it been difficult? I wonder if for evaluators to have to try and look at these players and think, now, this guy might not be exactly, and we don't know who the new coordinator is and stuff.
I don't want it. I think in theory, it shouldn't affect anything. I don't like that we can have the guys who are supposed to be the 32 best in the world at calling defenses in professional football. And if a guy's an incredible player, they say, well, yeah, but what I do, and it's like, I don't care. Why don't you get the best players you can, and then you do your defense around the best players that I can get you? What about that?
That was a problem with this current guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
what about
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Some of the guys they have, if you look at Dallas Cowboys drafting problems, a lot of it has to do with the defense. But that is the one position you've had the most turnover. That, or the coaching staff, you've had the most turnover on your defensive side of the ball, going all the way back to Rod Marinelli days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole wants to point out that if they did let me run one draft, we would have Sky Moore. And I just want you to know that all he needs is just the right situation. Once we get him to Dallas, that's when Sky Moore is really going to take off. You guys just,
he's a good college player, man. His tape was really good.
Just be ready. The Sky Moore breakout is coming. He's going to be a late bloomer. Okay. So yeah. I think, I wish that more defensive coaches weren't locked into like, here's what I do. If you're going to be locked into this is what I do, at least make it fun. At least be like, this is what I do, Brian Flores style. What I do is I send everybody or I send nobody, and I do both of them about half the time. Okay. And we'll
I'll send everybody and play zone defense behind it.
I'll do. I don't know. Brian, that's how you end up with Taco to override TJ. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we both had, I would imagine by a large margin, like I had TJ Watt as, I'd have to go look up that year, but like edge number 2 in the draft.
Yeah, he was very high.
Taco is like number 6.
Yeah.
So there's probably 30 or 40 players between them. And they took Taco because the D coordinator's like, hand on the ground, got some long arms, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
I tell you what, I am not defending Will McClay because there's times where Will McClay absolutely hates me. But I will say this, I think he has the most difficult job in football.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You know, he gets compensated well, don't get me wrong, and he doesn't get to have the fun like I got to have in Philadelphia doing that. He didn't get to have that because he doesn't have the autonomy to do what he needs to do because he's always trying to make sure that Rod Marinelli's happy and make sure that Chris Richard's happy and make sure Dan Quinn's happy and make sure that Mitch LaPointe's not yelling at him in the scouting department and Jerry and Steven are cool. He didn't. His job is you mentioned it earlier, like, you know, if you had the opportunity, if Will McClay went on, and I think Will McClay would be a damn good general manager. I think your team would reflect that. I really do. I think Will McClay, if you gave him the autonomy to do what he needed to do and not have to listen to everybody and talk to him about it, I think he would do it. I think he would do a damn good job. But too many days of drafting Tristan Hills and drafting Mozzie Smiths and all that stuff, man. Too many
Everybody,
days.
Get the likes up for what just happened, and I mean this with all due respect, of course, but I double-checked on the internet, Brian. Matt Eberflus has been fired. He is no longer the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. So we will be in the market for a new defensive coordinator, so go ahead and smash that like button, not for a man losing his job, but for ideally this defense showing some improvement and to support the podcast. But yeah, that's out there right now from all of the big folks, including Schefter, who said Dallas Cowboys fired defensive coordinator Eberflus. Cowboys will be going on their fourth different defensive coordinator in 4 seasons.
Okay.
So
this is where I appreciate the 10 to 12 days to hire a coordinator potentially. I want an exhaustive search. I really do. I want them to talk to Jim Leonard. I want them to talk to Jim Schwartz if he's available. I want him to talk to Brian Flores if he doesn't get an interview for a head coaching job. Talk to all these guys. Talk to every single one of them, you know, and figure it out. Don't give me the, you know, well, hey, we got, you know, one guy's coming in, he's spending the night at Jerry's house, at the guest house, and the next day we have a defensive coordinator. Really find out go talk to these guys in a way and find out what they think about your defense. It might lead you to some other things that you want to do. Even if you don't hire Jim Leonard, talk to him, see how much he knows about your defense and learn from that, or see how much that Brian Flores knows about your defense. You know, Jim Schwartz, I take the opportunity to really pick the brain of these guys and kind of figure out the things that you thought were right with your defense and the things that are absolutely false. This is where I hope the 10 to 12 days works out. I really do.
Got people in the chat saying, is it true? Yes, Matt Eberflus has been fired by the Dallas Cowboys. They will have a new defensive coordinator. And yeah, that's maybe the biggest, simplest thing that could be the biggest improvement for the Cowboys, I think, is if they just operated like everybody else operates and pursued the best coaches as opposed to either the most affordable or the guy that I know I can work with comfortably and isn't going to be bothered by the fact that I'm going to do what I'm going to do. There's no reason not to interview the best coaches. And the Cowboys
absolutely.
Football that don't interview the best coaches because they're like, well, we got some ideas of guys that we like, and the guys that we like could be good, and we like them, and that's good. And I hate that. All right. Drago is in the super chat, said, bring happy 30th birthday signs to the games. Oh, is that for the little drought? Is that what the birthday would be for? Or I don't even know.
Hey, can I ask you a real quick question? Another quick question?
Come on.
For the Dallas Cowboys, again, we try and do with the draft, kind of keep it broad for everybody that watches us. But for the Cowboys, this question: is there a player in this? Well, okay, just maybe not for the Cowboys. Keep it for just the opening. Is there a player in this draft that you've seen to this point that's absolute you have the best feel for about his ability and skill set, but is not a first-round player?
Let me see. I get my board pulled up.
Somebody you have a great feel for his ability and skill, but is not in your first-round mix.
I mean, yes, but I think some of the guys that I don't have as first round picks still end up in the first round. Like I think, let's see, the Penn State guard. Like to me, I don't have him graded as a first round player, but I just go, oh, that guy's an NFL starter on day one. Like that dude's rock solid. Same thing with the Ohio State nose tackle. Like, oh, he's never going to sack a quarterback in his life.
Yeah.
Like he's never going to sack a quarterback in his entire life for you. But if you want somebody who doesn't move and is really good for your run,
give me somebody that you think that by watching them, you have the absolute best feel for them as a player and what they can potentially be.
I think it's McDonald. I think it's the Ohio State defensive tackle because I think he's easy. I think there are some guys that are easy. Like you give the guy his due, as Bryan would say, and you continue watching. But 12 plays in, I'm like, I know exactly who you are. Right. It's not. This is not hard. McDonald, the Ohio State nose tackle, is just a absolute. You want to block him with one, you want to block him with two. It doesn't matter. He ain't moving. Yeah. He's going to stay right there. And if you're running left or right, he's going to be working his way towards the ball, and he's going to take whatever offensive lineman with him, and he's going to really help somebody's run stop defense. And he's never going to rush the passer. Got it.
Yeah.
Like I think there's some guys to me that are easy, and he was easy.
Yeah, I mean, he is. When I start to look at the one technique defensive tackles or those potential noses, I think you got him right. I've got him and Christian Miller and the Washington kid from Oregon. Those are kind of my guys that I have lumped in that second round. But man, McDonald is. I totally get what you're saying about McDonald.
Let's do some correction on history here, because sometimes somebody gets in without a super chat just by lying. Remember that we all hated the Micah pick and we loved the Mozzie pick. I hated the Mozzie pick. And I didn't hate the Micah pick. I didn't like off-ball linebacker at 12, and it turns out that's not what he was. I did not hate the Tyler Smith. Well, I didn't like the Tyler Smith pick. I did kind of hate the Tyler Smith pick. I hated the Guyton pick more. So you don't just get to make up what we liked and didn't like. That's not how this works. Williams in the super chat, what would be the easier to sign? Cornerback, linebacker, or edge in free agency looking for quality starters? Linebacker is the easiest to find a starter in free agency. Pass rusher is probably the hardest.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that. To me, your most expensive positions you probably need to draft are corner and edge, and then try and find the linebackers. But what I'm running into with the linebackers, it's kind of like the Devin Bushes of the world. It's the 28-year-old linebacker. Unless there's something that I'm missing, I'm trying to kind of look for guys that are potential free agents. I think Jacksonville has a guy that's kind of that same age, 28. But yeah, it's a little bit more difficult when you look at linebackers in this current class of free agents. It's a little bit older guy. It's the Bobby Wagners of the world too that you're starting to see. So you might have to be in that mode of thinking about, you can sign a Devin Bush, but can you also draft a guy to kind of play along? Because you're going to find that the good players are all in that 28-year-old range, and then the guys who are commanding the most money are all in that 35 and higher range, which I don't think I want to go that route.
Yeah, and we got a lot of things that we need. We might need to just go ahead and use number 12 on a linebacker. Bryan might just go ahead and bring Stunny Styles into this bad boy. I also want to take a second, just while you're here, Bryan, while I have your attention, I would like to talk to you about my friends at Underdog Fantasy. You just download that app. That's what you need to do. Do you know how Underdog works? I'll tell you how it works. Playing on Underdog is very easy. You just pick whether your favorite player is going to go higher or lower on stats, like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, more, things like that. You get those picks right, and you win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what I do is I go hating on Philadelphia. Obviously, I can't do anything with the Cowboys right now. So what you do is you take Philadelphia in this playoff game. You say Jalen Hurts is going to throw for less than whatever rushing or passing yards he's supposed to have. You might say more than on his rushing yards because he is a running back, although he's listed as a quarterback. but congratulations to them on they're probably going to go win another Super Bowl. But that's my friends at Underdog. I do love me some Underdog, and you should too. Download the app today. Use the promo code TAPE, TAPE. You get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. The promo code is TAPE, TAPE. Underdog. Make picks, win money. All right, you ready to figure out who we're getting at number 12?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me get caught up on Super Chats first, and then we'll get this knocked out. Let me scrolly. All right, we just did that one, which means the next one is this one. Eric always had the belief that QB1 and defensive front seven are the most important positions. Until that is settled, seems futile. Well, in that case, that is somebody who is hunting linebacker because your defensive tackle is and edge.
Yeah, I think you're hunting edges clearly. I mean, if you had to say at 12 where they probably need to go, they probably need to think about one of these edges.
Ooh, which you're going to not like, Brian, potentially. We'll work our way to it. Hold on. Eddie's in the Super Chase. How long of a contract should the Cowboys offer Jadeveon Clowney? How much money? They have put themselves in a spot where they really need to prioritize a 33, 34-year-old edge guy. And he just had a great week 18, which may alter how much money he's going to get. So good job, Cowboys. Your best defensive player that does.
I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start with that one because I don't know exactly. It sounds like that he wants to be here, but everybody wants to be here until they get more money, and then they end up in Arizona.
Yep. Yeah. Cowboys situation is basically that if they have a free agent and someone else is also interested, someone else is going to sign them. Because
me personally, it's going to sound crazy. I move on from Clowney because I've got 2 tackles as a Raku. I'm getting me a bendy edge rusher is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move on from that.
SRT, how do you feel about Romello Height? Well, there's your bendy edge rusher for Bryan.
Yeah, that guy can scoot. Yeah, scoot. Amazing. I've never seen a guy that's been to 4 schools like he has. Crazy. Auburn, USC, Georgia Tech, now Texas Tech.
He's
linear built. Yeah.
David Bailey, Texas Tech pass rusher. David Bailey is amazing, and Romello Height's a really nice pass rusher too. And he's one of those guys that is probably an NFL pass rusher. That's his job. Yeah. Because he's small to be playing on the edge. But if you want to go chase after quarterbacks, he'll go chase after quarterbacks.
Yeah, he will. I kind of have him in that group with Howell from Texas A&M, Height, Mason Thomas. That's the guy's last name from Oklahoma. Yeah. Got him in there. Parker, Falk. I'm probably going to be really, really wrong about Falk, would be my guess. But I'm not
because other people like him and you're not a big fan.
I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys, and Falk at 6'6", 285 would be a nice
they'll pick him.
Guy. Yeah.
They'll pick him. The Cowboys, I think there's kind of a decent chance that they pick one of the 2 guys that I'm not a huge fan of at number 12. And I think there's a decent chance. Matt Eberflus fired from Rock. Yep. We had that about 10 minutes ago. So congratulations to Cowboys.
Lindbergh lands in Paris. Congratulations.
So anyway. So here's the game I want to play.
Yeah.
I think we only need 10. We need the 10 best players in this draft to figure out who the Cowboys can have at number 12. Because what I'm
okay, so you're gonna include wide receivers and quarterbacks and all that stuff.
Yeah,
because
right? Aren't they?
Oh no, I'm just go ahead. Yeah, I haven't looked at the quarterbacks, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So okay, but let's just.
You're gonna put You're gonna put Indiana and Oregon into the 2 quarterbacks. Okay. Cool.
I haven't watched the quarterbacks either, but can we assume that 2 quarterbacks are going in the top 12?
Let's go.
Indiana and Oregon. Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we only need 10 players, and as the Dallas Cowboys, you can have one of them. And if I really want to put the pressure on you, I could tell you to do it in order. Like, who are the best players in this draft? But you don't have to do it that way. Let's just see if we can find 10 guys that we feel comfortable. Well,
would you
10 guys that we're comfortable being the Cowboys pick?
Would you?
Do we run out of names before then?
No. Would you feel comfortable, depending on what you think about Reese? You know, I mean, I know there's some people.
I'm comfortable with Arvell Reese at 12, and I do want to caution people who I feel like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Arvell Reese was shut up, you can't have him, and now it's more like, well, easy there.
Maybe.
Because here's the thing about Arvell Reese. This is Ohio State. He's a linebacker / they've been lining him up on the edge a lot lately, but they don't really let him tee off on the quarterback, but he does show capability as a pass rusher, as a blitzer. Dude just screams around and makes plays. And he was considered maybe the best prospect in this draft. And I feel like some people have cooled on it. And I was always cooler on it because I get if you have the right coordinator or whatever, like maybe he's Frankie Louvu. He's a linebacker. He blitzes. He does everything. He ends up everywhere. Maybe he's that. But he's not my favorite pure linebacker in the class. And if you want to call him,
you like Styles, then so Styles would be your choice there,
which is crazy for me because I didn't like Micah Parsons as an off-ball linebacker at 12, but I'll take Sonny Styles at 12.
Okay, let's try and do this then. Let's try and do the two quarterbacks. Just put them 1 and 2, right?
Okay.
Would you put Downs at 3?
I think I would. I think I would have Caleb Downs. And again, that doesn't mean he's going in the top 3. I think there's a chance you get him at 12. But Caleb Downs, I'm absolutely happy with at the 12th pick. He's the Ohio State safety, and he's just really good at literally everything.
Would you put I think you would probably put Delane above McCoy.
I actually put Delane above McCoy as of yesterday.
Okay. So you got Delane, you've got McCoy. Then,
do you have McCoy? Let's stop there. So
I have
is a
McCoy.
cornerback at LSU who played this year and was the stingiest cornerback in college football. Jermod McCoy.
Delane is my I love Delane. I really do. I really do love McCoy though too.
McCoy didn't play this year.
Right. He's a year removed. He's now.
Are we okay with our first of the 2 first-round draft picks being on a guy who did not play this year?
They'll take Delane. I'm not going to window dress my board. I think both of them are great football players. But I'm McCoy to me. Give me McCoy. I love
for you at 12.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, so we have, and are you?
Okay but I have no problem with Delane either. I have absolutely no problem with Delane.
Were you okay with Styles and Reese at 12?
I was okay with Reese. Styles, I have if I got 15 first-round grades, he's number 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there.
Okay, so your answer is no, so I'm not going to count him. So we have Reese, Delane.
I'll give you the guys. Should we give you the guys I got?
No, I want to work through them together.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And then you tell me if I missed somebody for you. But so far, we have 2 quarterbacks gone. We're okay with Styles, Delane, McCoy, Downs. So that's 4.
Bain,
that's
Bailey.
6. And now we're on to the edge rushers. Ruben Bain at Miami. Absolutely, I'll take it 12. David Bailey at Texas Tech. Absolutely, I'll take it 12. That's 8 guys.
Mawanoa. I know he's a tackle.
Miami's right tackle. He's my top-graded offensive lineman. I would take him at 12.
He is mine too.
That's number 9. Would you take the Utah offensive lineman?
I would absolutely, yes.
He's a right tackle at Utah, and I'll tell you this. I think he could be your starting right tackle, and I also think that if somebody moves him to guard, he's going to be an all-pro.
I don't disagree.
That's 10. Do you have 2 wide receivers there?
Tyson from Arizona State and Lemon from USC.
You like Lemon better than you like Carnell Tate?
I have Tyson, Lemon, Tate, Boston from Washington in this mix too. And then Concepcion and Brazil.
How many of those are you okay with at number 12 overall? And is the answer 0 because you have George Pickens?
If I had George Pickens, I would probably be 0, but they're 2 first-round players. Tyson and Lemon are my only 2 first-round players at wide receiver.
So unless I'm missing somebody for you, we're right on the number where you get one of those guys.
Put Love in there too as well, please.
Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame running back. He'll be a first-round grade as well. So you will get to pick. So when people start going through and telling you, well, he's going to be gone, he's going to be gone, he's going to be gone, he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
You just got 14 or so right there, first-round names, and you get one of them. So, like, Caleb Downs will never make it. Really? You think people are going to pass on these wide receivers and pass rushers and offensive linemen for the safety? That guy will never make – Ruben Bain will never make it. Well, he got tiny arms now. Somebody could take Arvell Reese ahead of him. Somebody could take David Bailey ahead of him. Someone could take the Auburn kid Falk ahead of him because he's got really long arms. We don't know. We don't know. And I think all these guys are possible. The one thing I worry about with Ruben Bain is that a decent amount of people in the league don't like the body type, and therefore he makes it to 12. And then the Cowboys don't like the body type, and they let him go.
No. Let me tell you what. You're good with names. The other Miami player, the other
Messidor,
Miami
Akeem Messidor.
Messidor.
Yeah.
I learned something about him yesterday. He's an older guy.
Yeah, he'll be 25 as a rookie.
Okay, there's people who scout that area believe that Miami's got 2 first-round edge rushers. They believe that. I haven't seen the player play.
Oh, you haven't watched him? No, he's good. He's a good player. You'll like him.
First-round player?
I have him as a second-round player, but because he's
almost
25 years old.
What you need to know is he's had procedures on both his feet.
Oh, sweet. Third-round player.
Yeah. He's had – so if the medicals check out, and I think there's some medical questions about Bain as well. But I know for sure Messidor, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Messidor.
Messidor, older guy, people might look at that, but you got to be aware that he's had procedures on each one of his feet.
Thanks,
and that'll have to be checked.
All right, so Keldrick Falk and TJ Parker are the 2 guys that I fear the Cowboys will pick because they'll have the measurables at edge, and they're the guys that are kind of the underperformers on tape.
I've got Hal Height, Mason Thompson over all those guys, man. Shout
out to Dro Nose in the super chat. He wants Raheem Morris. Think Mansour Delane will be available at 12. If I had to guess,
I just told you, man. I know he just fired the question in. You're gonna have to check. It sounds like I talked to my guy who scouts Miami yesterday because I was curious about Messidor and because I wanted to know where he had him, and he says I got both those Miami kids in the first. Nice. He goes, the question you have to now know is procedures on both feet. Keep that in mind as you're going forward. Maybe watching him play.
We're on it. Nathan wanted to let us know that Eberflus just got fired via rap.
Oh.
We were on the case 20 minutes ago in real time, but we do appreciate every time that somebody's looking out for us.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you
guys. Make sure you're following Crown Global Media, both on YouTube and on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's CRWN.
Right. They won't let me have the O. They won't give me the O. Yeah.
No O in Crown on Twitter, but make sure you're there, especially until Bryan gets his Twitter account back.
I'm trying, man. I got everybody in the world trying to get everybody but Twitter trying to work on my Twitter account. That's just I appreciate all the love everybody's trying for me. And Jeff, if I could say one thing, we got a new show rolling today on Crown, The Stack, with Aisha Morrison and then with Zach Wolchuk and myself. So a little bit more draft content, a little bit more. I'm hosting the show, a little bit more insight as far as how the procedures would go, how you would compare players, this kinds of things. So if you're into those things, give us a view. We'll be posted on Crown Global Media at 3 p.m. Central today. So Vach and I have our show. I know he's doing work with the draft show. The draft show starts today too. So nice. Good luck to all those folks as well doing the draft show.
All the things. We love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Happy No More Eberflus Day. With all due respect. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you.